Good morning, yogis. How are you? Welcome to our deep stretch class. Today, a couple of different things. We've got a blanket that's going to be fabulous, always helps. A pillow and a strap is really good for our hamstring stretch because hamstring makes such a tremendous difference and we spend some time releasing them out. It's always nice to do one on the floor that's nice and seated. So if you are ready, you've got no time, it's time to get maybe a drink bottle as well, would be nice. We're going to start in a seated position and we're going to come into Bargara. So if you've got your blankie, maybe pop it underneath your hips, just that little bit of extra elevation. We'll take your legs forward, and the great thing about the pillow is if you can't get your head all the way down, it can just bring your feet up to you. We're going to come into threading the needle if that's right for you, or lacing the toes. So what I want you to do is just begin to pull your toes in between each other. Love this one, it's always so lovely to release out through the feet. And when I first started together, they were not very keen on the idea, but don't worry, like everything, the more you try and just persevere with the practice, the easier it becomes, and you'll just feel that begins to open up a little bit through the arches. We want the feet out nice and wide because we're working more into the outer hips today rather than really getting into those inner groins that we would have stretching out if we brought the heels in towards the body. And then we're going to prop up onto a little pillow maybe. We want the folding forward. So for some people, if you're really tight through the inner thighs or the outer hips, you might find that simply being upright is enough of a stretch, particularly if you threaded those toes together. Maybe you've got the opportunity to come down a little bit deeper. Now, because we're going to hold this one for time, and we'll do in the class a combination of different stretching types, but we're starting with a more yin-like pose where the muscles are nice and cool, and we work with cool muscles in yin because we want the fascial tissue to take the strain. So we're going to come down, we're going to get cozy. I'm going to set the timer here to make sure that there's no cheating. We're going to work with breath. In yin yoga, we talk a lot about the edge and working with the edge, but what is the edge? The edge is the sensation point where you feel that something is happening. It's that real point of change in the body. And it's the spot that we come to, and then one of a few things happens. So often we find the edge, and if you're a real yang personality, or a real dynamic and fiery person, you want to push through the edge. You just power on through it. That subtle message from the body that says, this is where, the beginning of change happens, and you're just like, bam, let's go for gold. That's one way of working with the edge. But we don't do that in yoga. Some people come to the edge and they shrink, like walking up to the edge of a cliff and they peer over it, and what they see there is frightening. So they draw back from the edge and they begin to subside, like the ocean pulling back from the beach. But in yoga, that's not our intention either. In this practice, can you come to the edge and can you soften? It's where the process of observation becomes so important. Because the edge is a shifting thing, like our perspective, like any time, any rhythm. Sometimes it seems like we've got everything figured out. And other times it feels like we have nothing figured out. And that's really normal. The same with our bodies. Some days the edge rushes up to meet us quite quickly. And other times the edge is quite far away. It feels like there's so much potential and possibility. You can become really unseated by this though. Why yesterday could we do something that today feels so unavailable to us? Maybe just not today. So the practice that yoga taught me. Because yesterday it may have been amazing and today the body is fatigued or tired, or today the body is beginning to get sick. Well, today is Tuesday and it's just not available. Can you be okay with that? Can you be okay with that new definition of the edge? Or maybe the edge has moved the other way and suddenly things seem so much more capable. Can you have that courage to explore that new space and that new shape? Can you trust the intuition of your body when it allows you to move into those new places? That can be challenging too on the days where suddenly it is available. Maybe not yesterday, but yes today. And that's a beautiful opportunity for growth as well. So be with whatever's coming up in your body. Find that softening. I quite like the smile. It reminds me that it's just yoga, not to take myself too seriously. Maybe you want to breathe. Maybe you just want to surrender. How do you soften into those edges, those places of resistance? How can you invite the quality of observation to the moment and allow the body a freedom that comes from the quality of the choices of the mind that we make by choosing our state? So I am watching the time. And we're not supposed to have moved yet. Yin yoga is long held. That can be challenging, particularly if we're hasty. But the fascial tissue is stubborn, it needs time. That's why we so often forget to stretch it, because it's so difficult for us to carve this time out. But it is a meditative time, a time where we can be in our body and our breath. And all of those things that we have been bothering us at the corners of our mind, as the body decompresses, maybe we feel them come into view. That's great. When we come to that process of observation, we can acknowledge them, we can give them the space to send the message that they were always designed to give us, and then we can let them leave. And they will. So many things, communication, mind and body, in that constant flux and that constant dance. We try and bring them into one, into union through the practice of yoga. And the breath is that inner outer world combination. It moves from the outer world into our inner spaces, and it rises from our inner spaces into the outer world, from the concrete physical body to the subtle inner world of our thoughts, our emotions, and our energetic being. Right, slowly come out. Ooh. Let's reactivate that thing that you're feeling right now. It's like when you go to the gym and you work your muscles, and afterwards you're like, my muscle is tired. Yep, that's what's just happened there. Okay, you can unwind those legs. Woo! The windscreen, wipe with your knees. We'll give the shoulders a stretch, a little back bend. So you might want to come off your blanket here, just so you've got a nice comfortable position for your hands. I'm going to take my hands in, I'm going to bend my elbows, get your heels and align them with your sit bones, and a few little back bends, so you're pushing up into a reverse tabletop, lifting up a few little times, just shaking it loose. Maybe you press up a little bit higher each time. Maybe you're feeling really game, you want to reverse plank, and just that little back bend. Energize the body, drop it down, 2 more times, lift it up, stretch, extend, and down. Last one, lift up. And down. Beautiful work. Let's come into a shoulder stretch. Heels are coming, separated hips distance apart. You're going to bend your elbows, you're going to scoot your hips towards your heels, and then you're going to press up. Now you're going to drop your elbows back. Oh, there we go. There's the top of the shoulder heads. Feel that sensation. Spread your fingers wide. The more you bend the elbows and you pull forward through those hips. Woo. Breathe. I do make lots of strange sounds in practice. That's totally normal. That's fine. Lift the heart up. Let the elbows bend and sink. And breathe. Give it some time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come all the way up. Okay, beautiful work. Let's swing around onto the belly. Let's take a little bit more of a stretch for those shoulders. We're going to open the right hand out. Now, if you've got your right hand at 90 degrees, it's going to give you a lot of stretch into the chest. That might not be for you today. You might want your right hand out nice and straight. Left heel is going to kick in. Your right ear is going to come down to the floor. I'm still going to keep talking this way. Hopefully you can hear me. Actually, no, I'll flip over so you can see what happens. And then you'll still be able to hear me. So right hand out, left heel up, maybe right hand at 90 degrees. And then we're going to press. The hand's going to lift us up. We're going to take the toes all the way down here. So you can see that that is creating, as particularly if I've got that right elbow in line with that right shoulder, a nice release out for the chest muscles on the right side of the body. You can bring the left hand in. You can straighten the left leg out. That'll give you more stretch. You can even take the left hand up, reach around, grab onto that right elbow, pull it onto the back to continue to broaden the collarbones. You're going to find something that works for you. Just make sure your head is not coming into a strange angle, and straight away I feel myself pull the neck into a weird shape because my body's having a little moment of what are you doing? It's okay, body, we're meaning to do this. Can you reach down with your mind and soothe the body? But if you're in pain, then let your body tell your mind that perhaps it needs to attend to the situation and to make a little change. So find something that works, work with that edge, and maybe the edge moves forward, maybe the edge moves back. So I'm working right at the challenging point of my comfort zone. I might even bring that hand down because there's a lot of tension in that right shoulder this morning. So I'm going to work. Stretching can be a place where we find injury if we don't listen to the body. Like anything, if we just barrel into it without any sensitivity or intelligence, what can happen is we get hurt. So observe, be gentle, don't push the body into a place that's not ready to go, and just work with what naturally arises. Maybe yes today, maybe no today, just work with whatever comes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll travel all the way back to center. You might want to lift up onto that elbow for a moment. Woo. Release out that right shoulder. A little bit of roll. That will create that movement, that little bit of lubrication in the shoulder joint. Yummy. Time for second side. I'm going to flip over so I can keep talking to you. Because where would you be without my incredibly exciting commentary the entire time? Let's take your left hand all the way out, bring your left ear down to the floor, maybe at 90 degrees, and this one might be different. So if you are working with a shoulder injury or a really tight chest, take the observations of this side of your body and treat it with that same kindness of ahimsa, non-harming. Right hand comes in, we're going to lift up and over. So the knee comes up, you can kick the heel towards the bottom, up and bring the toes down. That might be it. Right hand can come in, just so you're not squeezing the right ear up to the right shoulder. We want the shoulder down so the diaphragm has space to draw down towards the abdomen. Maybe the foot's coming out, or maybe this side is different. Work with your body. Right hand can come up and over. It's not going to be my twist today. Today my body says no thank you. I'm just going to use the hand here. Maybe your toes come to the floor on the side, maybe they don't. It depends what's happening to the outside of your hips and those muscles either side of your spine. There's lots of different parts of the body that will impact the shape it takes here. I'm going to work and notice the breath as a little measuring tool for how you're going. So if the breath has become really constricted and you can't breathe, that's a pretty good indication that you've gone too deep. We're here for a little time, so you don't need to go to 10,000% straight away. Can you find a sensitivity with your body? 3 deep, expansive breaths. And so with move, I just say take 3 of them. 2. Gotta balance it up, everybody. and 2 and 1. Come all the way back to center. Just come into a little crocodile pose and come in. Continue to your back bend so it's too much for your back. I want you to just take a bit of an easy and maybe just hands come down to the side and you rest your ear. Let's take the heels and windscreen wipe from side to side. Head down to the floor. I'm just trying to talk to the camera here. And then we come back to center, feet come down. Okay, let's bring those elbows underneath now. The elbows come underneath and melt the pelvis to gravity, lift the chin up. This might be you today. Again, work with that wisdom of the back. You want to feel compressed force. Well, actually, yes, you're doing a little bit of compression, but not to the point where it's jamming, but where you can feel that there is a subtle stress. You don't want to be forcing too much pressure into the back if that's not what your back needs today. You bring the heels up if you want a little bit more, but the chin up. And then to bring a side stretch, just look over towards one heel. Let the breath down into the lower lobes of the lungs. Put the shoulder blades down the back, maybe soften the eyes. Just when you soften the face, it's amazing how that transitions to the whole body. And then we'll go over to the other side. We'll just take the gaze over. Release out through that shoulder. To the right side, body open up. Work the breath into the body. Giving it time. Being hasty. Maybe heel comes in a little bit more. You can come all the way up. You can go towards a Raja or a King version of that Sphinx pose. Maybe the hands walk in a little bit. Maybe you bring your hand towards your head. I'm not going to go too much here. I'm just going to find an intuitive, wise spot with my body. Maybe just press my head back towards my heels slightly, but don't overextend to the cervical spine. It's the bendiest part. So there's always a temptation to be like, wow, I'm just going to yank my neck. It's probably not the wisest idea in the world though. So move with the sensitivity that allows the practice to be a long and sustainable one. And not one where we just let an ego drive us forward with urgency. When you're ready, feet come down, elbows come down. To decompress the back, we're going to bring the hands out. We're going to just open the right knee to the side, open it out to the side like a little half frog pose. Just turn the right ear down and look to the left. And feel that relax the back. We're going to take a number of slow exchanges of breath in and out. Just going to hang out here, put the elbows wide, just still opening up the chest. Nothing to do, but just relax. Ready, come back to the center, hop the right leg back, let's open the left knee up. As we're getting gentle external rotation into the hips, take the left ear to the floor. It's just really nice. Knowing that in a moment I'm going to do some things to you that you're probably going to think are much less fun than this, so enjoy these opportunities for active recovery. Active in that we're still creating a stretch and a release. Not active in any other way. The joy of being still. bring that foot all the way back in. Bring the head down to the floor. When you come up, take it nice and slow. You might feel that there's a lot more openness in that chest than you might have expected. We'll come into a little, what we call rabbit pose here. And if you're not sweaty, you shouldn't need a towel. We do this in 26 until we do it with a towel. So try to bring the forehead to the knee. That's probably all about the working of the breath. And if you're worried that you're going to take too much pressure through that head, you can bring a little soft spot down for you. We don't want more than about 30% of the weight travelling into the crown. Curl into as tight as little ball you can. As you roll forward, like you're going to do a somersault, let the hands on the heels just stop you from going too far forward. Let your chin in and let that curling of the spine, the emptying of the breath, be a nice rounded snail-like shape through your backbone. Then we'll work the breath in, let the breath go, work the breath in, and let the breath go. In and out, in and out. Final one, in and out. Let the hands come all the way down. Find the floor and gently begin to peel yourself up. Okay. I'm going to use my watch to do the timer here as you come over towards the wall. If you're going to have any trouble coming up, grab a hold of something like some blocks or anything, a chair that will help you come up. Let's pop the left knee against the wall. Let's step the right leg out in front. Try and track distance apart or hip distance apart. Let's find the timer here. As we hold this for the same amount of time. Up. Grateful for these moments of reprieve. When you're ready, just watching where that heel is, where the toes are. As we press all the way up, take yourself towards the wall. Now, we're trying to get the hips drawing in opposing directions. So think of like a piston motion through the hips. As we pull the left hip forward and the right hip back, just seat the shoulder blades down evenly on the back, lift the chin up, use the hands to press up. And it's one of those ones that I consistently watch big changes happen in the body. Really nice for the knee. Maybe doesn't feel really nice in these moments. That's why we come to practice together. It's the gift of being in these moments of tension is that load. Many hands make light work, it said. So maybe many of us being in this moment together, these moments of challenge and adversity, just lets us know that we're not alone, and it's so much easier when we know that we are united, and then we can rise as a group, as a species. Our strength has always been our ability to collaborate, to be creative, and to utilize the strengths of all the different diversity of people that we have available in our tribe. This is going to be one of those times, maybe not just in the stretch, but in the greater world beyond, that becomes a skill that is so vital. Just knowing that you are here with me in your living room, you're either feeling this stretch, or you're watching me, or you're drinking a cup of coffee and thinking, I'm so glad it's not me. But we do know that when we watch something on TV, almost that we actually can activate, because of mirror neurons, some of the same emotions. If we just rehearse something mentally, we do get some of the same physical benefits. It's crazy, but it's true. Alright, almost there. Right, we're going to bring it down into that low lunge position. So if you're thinking of yoga, we call this Anjalyasana, but we're going to have the hands on the floor, or if you're in a yin yoga practice, we call this dragon pose. Alright, we're down here for some time. Just get your toe Make sure the knee isn't coming over the ankle, and lengthen out the back. Continue to use the grounding of the right heel to give you an anchoring point to pull that right hip back towards the mirror, towards the wall, and then let the thigh bone drop down to the floor. So yeah, mirror neurons. If we watch something scary on TV, we get those same emotions of adrenaline, or the same kind of chemicals of adrenaline that bring those emotions up in the body. That's why we just like to go on roller coasters, because it's enough of a thrill without having any real threat. There is a little bit of joy in that kicking up adrenaline. And if we watch something like a romantic comedy, when we laugh, or we see others enjoy, we feel some of that joy as a vicarious experience. When we see others in love, we feel some of those positive peptides, those things like endorphin, serotonin that arise neurochemically in the brain. And so no wonder there's such a popular pastime. You might be spending more and more time inside. Think of balancing though. It's like a mental diet as well as a physical diet. We need to have a balance. We don't want to always have the body in that state of stress that can come from watching scary movies. Sometimes we want to just feel those endorphins and those serotonins, and you can reach for that by those vicarious experiences, by the process of observation. You can watch those lovey-dovey movies while you're doing this stretch. Just have, your iPad and your TV. Just be like, we're still doing this. Let's go back to watching Love Actually. Let's get those positive feelings in the body. All right, let's come down. We'll turn the foot out to the side. We'll bring the forearms to the floor. We want to broaden up across the hips. Turn the toe out, drop that knee down, and move into our lizard lunge. If you're turning with me, you can bring the left arm across the body, bring the right hand onto the thigh. As you move the knee away, we roll the shoulder back. I'm going to bring those toes and try and align them with the heel. I'm going to use my hand to do that because a little bit of fascial restriction in parts of my body mean that it can be difficult. So I'm just training my body to come into those shapes that are closer to alignment. Pull the shoulder onto the back, and notice if I'm tensing through the neck or tensing by gritting the teeth and making the face tight. And can I just soften? Can you just soften? Can you just relax? And the same thing is sometimes you watch those really calm scenes. You can watch a nice ocean documentary. It can be really calming if you're feeling stressed. There are lots of different ways you can utilize the gifts of technology to bring in those positive experiences in the body. So it's been a hectic week. Why not put on some David Attenborough? It always makes me feel joyful. And it's just maybe not the ones where we've got cheetahs chasing down deer. That tends to make me feel, not deer. Animals are going to eat antelope. That always makes me feel joyful when I watch more like a jellyfish swimming. It's very calm. That's the ocean. Don't really see anything getting eaten right now. Work with it. Don't worry, there is a timer on. I'm not making this up in my head. Like there's little feedback things to keep us honest. Alright, you're done, you're done. Bring the hand down. Feel that lovely sensation in your back leg. Ooh, travel kindly. Oh, come all the way out. And we're going to draw that right heel in nice and close to the seat. You might want to grab a hold of your pillow here as you take your left leg out and come into what's called intense stretching pose to the east or something crazy. I can never remember the name of this one. So if you have any imbalance across your hips, you might need your hands here to get your sit bones level. You can take the prop under one instead of the other. We want to come forward, but we're working to feel the stretch moving away from the body. So if you feel that that stretch is radiating back towards your navel, that means that you've folded down too far and you've moved into compression. Tension. So tension is when we move that electrical charge down, we slowly realign the fibers of the connective tissue, particularly in something where we're holding a static stretch. That's the intention. That's why we add so much more time to the pose. So those subtle little realignments can happen through the fascia. But if you're jamming the body against the body, that's not a good thing. You're not actually going to get any benefit. Instead, you're just going to grind things together. And that's going to, like anything, you think about parts in your car, if you don't have the correct oil in there, or if what happens is they begin to wear away. And we can do that to our joints if we're compressing them. So if you need to bring a bend into the knee, if you feel the bones are getting shoved together because perhaps there's not the cartilage there that there once was, and the meniscus in your knee has been damaged, do that. Please do that. Down. Invite softness in, breath by breath, let the body is absorbed into the earth. Soften up the back of the neck. When you're ready, travel out slowly. Just be mindful as you've been down here for a while. Swing both the legs in front. Maybe give them a little shake out. Oh, sitting level on the pillow. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Half the legs, and wipe them. Whew. And then I'm really excited to get to do the whole series on the second side. So we'll move that away, we'll invite the body to come back to the wall, and one side of the body is generally going to give you more of a sensation than the other one. This is particularly my favourite side. This is the left leg in, come across that openness of the hips, press all the way up, hold lines with the heel, we're going to press back towards the wall, got a timer on. Any repositioning, because we're here for time, and then we're moving that left hip forward, right hip back, trying to elongate the toes away so the whole of the foot creates that nice balance and leverage point. Square it for the shoulders, lift the chin, work the breath down into the lower lobes of the lungs. There's a lot of instructions, but that's okay. Stretching makes you more intelligent, particularly in the ability to communicate between body and mind. Like all things, the more we practice that communication, as we work into sensations, we translate them into a language that the mind can understand, we grow that awareness of our physical nature. And also, we grow our power of concentration because we're in that acute observation. We learn to see, or in this case, it's probably more learning to listen. Beautiful. And notice if you lose that vitality in the pose, if you lose that dynamic moving forward. This is an active stretch. This one we're not just hanging out. This one we're really working with the muscles and drawing forward and drawing back. So we're working to square up across those hip bones. And I know that I certainly become unbalanced across the seat and that girdle of the hips. And for me, I have nothing of tension. So we've got the muscles parallel to the spine, particularly the psoas one tends to be the seat of stress. Sometimes it's our hamstrings. Each body has a different part that becomes like a storage container for the mental or emotional stress that we go through. And it's like when you're driving a car and somebody pulls in front of you, there's that, it's not just an inhalation, although we certainly do that and we hold the breath, but it's also holding in the muscles. So you'll feel you tighten, you tense. Imagine doing that, but at a chronic low grade level throughout the entire course of the day, or entire course of months. And that's when we get these real kind of misalignments in our body. So we step it forward, being a long way out, we're coming into lunge. It's why yoga can be so transformational, because we just fix those little things that happen. If in those moments of tension, we work on inhaling and we hold the breath and we grow tight, this is a practice of exhalation. This is the practice of release. This is the practice of growing soft. And that's how we balance. The body naturally tenses in stress. The body naturally releases into ease. Just work the breath. Work with that exhalation. I'm just checking time. And can you find those parts of your body that have been holding on to that stress? And can you invite them to let go? Encouraging them moment by moment, and just a moment by moment attending. A moment by moment checking in and listening. What is happening? Feel it gripping in my toes. No, I'm still, I'm just reaching down. Toes soften. Heel firm. Thigh melt. Back stretch. Breath flow. In and out. In and out. Beautiful. Let's drop it into that final variation of our lunge series at least. We're going to take out the width of that foot to the side. We're going to turn the toes out to the side and let that leg fold open. And then if you're coming for the twist, you might want to bring the right hand across. It's just a wider base. It'll help you balance. We'll roll the left shoulder onto the back. And again, I'm going to my toes. I've gone into a strange angle, so I'm going to realign my foot. So it's nice. I've got my bones in the right position. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to massage out my foot. Oh. There we go. A little bit of tension in the plantar fascia, so in the sole of the foot. I'm just going to let that go. Come into that process of observation by touching the awareness. Maybe you're touching the physical body. Hands become such beautiful portals. We can feel what's happening underneath the skin. And sometimes we have those little blind spots. We're just not aware of what's happening until we touch down and we observe. Lots of people say that to me when we take our roll and release class. It's not until we start rolling on a spot they're like, oh my goodness, that's very sore. But we're just blocking that from our awareness. Our nervous system is bombarded with so many bits of information on a regular basis. Moment by moment, there is a flood, and we have to tune some of it out. Otherwise, we simply become overwhelmed. Where would you attend to? Sometimes that can happen with the pain signals in our body. Is these messages just have to get blocked out for all the other incoming information to come through. Sometimes it feels like those pain messages are all that are coming through and all other information is blocked out. Being able to work with that dimmer switch, being able to control the awareness becomes such a gift. And yoga does help us do that because it really is a training of awareness, of redirecting the awareness to certain places. Just like a tennis player can redirect a tennis ball anywhere on the field that he'd like, anywhere across the court, we can direct that awareness into our physical body or into our inner realm with that same accuracy. Slow yourself up, bring your hands in. Oh, travel slowly be mindful of that rebound reflect. Do know that you can injure if you don't move that listen, what the body's telling you. You're going to grab a little prop. Let's bring it underneath, sit all the way down. Let's not jam into the joint, so if you need to prop up the knee, if there's, you can feel with the bones drawing together, that might be a thing, might not be a thing. Your body will let you know, and just like a teacher in a yoga class is a guide, the only person that's really in your awareness and your experience is you. So maybe with that inner wisdom, I'll give you some suggestions. And it's nice if the body is willing to go there, but you might need to work with your body. I'm going to work with mine. There you go. See? You need to stretch out those toes when they're gripping and tightening. And we do that. Feel that we are in an uncertain place as well. Actually, if you observe your toes, they'll grip the earth like a bird on a perch. So we don't feel like we have that solid foundation under our feet. So we tighten up and we really hold on to the floor, and that causes tension into the plantar fascia, so into the feet, which is problematic because that connects to the beginning point of the whole superficial back line and connective tissue. Ride that breath, practice that exhalation. It's okay, you can fix it all just by hanging out with me and doing some stretching. When it's here, we give the body the chance to decompress. We say, let it go, body. You don't need to hold it anymore. You can bring the awareness to the breath and elongate that exhalation. Don't worry if you yawn, it's actually got to do with your vagus nerve. It's a good thing. It helps calm the body. Sometimes your body just needs to reach up and find that little extra calmness. You feel as you stretch, impresses how you're changing. You can hear it in my voice, you can feel it in the energy in your body. There is a growing heaviness because mind and body, you know. Also is a relaxation because mind is coming down from that aeroplane flight of the sky and getting down into the tissues. Slowly lift back up, and let's release it out. So take those legs in front and give them a little shaky. Oh, now, I promised you a hamstring stretch. It'll be a nice quick one today. It's really time to relax. If you've got those things that come underneath your knees, I always recommend we finish with a little bit of relaxation. If you want to grab a quick drink and a strap before we come to the floor, you don't necessarily need one. Just going to go back of my throat before we come all the way down to the floor. Hydration is important. And when we're doing any of those active stretches, we are still working the muscles. So you might feel that you need that little bit of extra hydration. Let's grab a hold of the let's grab a hold of the strap. We can just grab a hold of the hamstring. That's a variation without the strap. We just want to work the elbows down into sideways. So what I love about the strap is it gives us the ability to bring those elbows to the earth. And then we can be really conscious of the positioning of the shoulders. So shoulders and the broadness of the collarbones are going to give us the greatest capacity to breathe freely. And we're working with exhalation. All those moments of gripping and tightness and inhalation, we balance that out. Exhalation and softness. For you today, only if you can keep balance across the hips, we're going to take that right leg out. Maybe you want a micro bend, maybe you're in between the two, maybe you've got it all the way out. Today, I'm going to keep it in because I want to feel my hips on the earth. You can take the variation right for you. You don't have to have the legs straight. You're going to work with your body. You certainly don't want to hyperextend the knee. And just get a little alignment of the leg bone as much as you can. So what we think about doing is pressing the thigh bone away and drawing the shin bone forward. So I work with those things, but just notice if you've gone and you're pressing into the knee and you're feeling a jamming in that joint, it's probably not going to be the most beneficial for you. Unless you're working to be a gymnast, you can probably take a little bit more subtle approach with the body. If you're training for the Olympics, perhaps you might want to take some different advice. 3, 2, 1, move the strap away, hug the knee into the chest, big squeeze, nice little release with the hip flexor. And then we'll drop the foot down to the floor. We'll take the right leg up and we'll extend it to the sky. All the way up. Elbows down by the side. Press the thigh away and pull the shin bone forward. Look up, get those elbows in, look to the sideways so the shoulders can reposition and balance on the earth. Find the chin in a good position here. You're going to breathe and you're going to let your hips grow heavy. You're going to feel the expansion of the ribs with each breath. You're going to feel the softening of the ribs to the earth with each out breath. Watch the balance here and feel how inversion is really calming because the heart gets to rest. It doesn't have to pump the blood around so far. And we also have the earth grounding us. So that solid foundation beneath us lets us know that we're safe to rest. It can be really calming for the mind. If you're ever really, really stressed, if you've got the space available to lie down, and not just lie down on the bed, can you lie down on the earth somewhere? You'll notice that there is a real tendency for the body to calm. Magical little process. Think of when you're lying at the beach or you're watching the stars at night. Actually relax the ligaments in our stomach that hold our organs when we become prone or supine. And then when you're ready, we'll move the strap away. Hug that right knee to your chest. Beautiful, put the foot down to the floor, reposition everything. Maybe you want to sit up for a moment just to get those props underneath your knees here. I'm going to make my little sausage, like me a sausage, take the pillow under my head. Now, you don't have to go anywhere. This is going to be fabulous because you can just relax. The live video will end in a moment and you can just get heavy, let your to the floor as you relax out through the belly and the muscles either side of the spine, palms up. Just let the shoulders open and the heart awaken. Take a few deep breaths in and a few even deeper breaths out. 2 more like that, deep breath in. Breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Enjoy your little rest. Thank you for joining me, yogis. You can come back and revisit the stretching video at any time you need. If not, we'll see you very soon on our live stream video. Namaste.